ignore my crazy hair. I'm gonna try to fix it. But I figured for today's video I would do a Q&A with questions that I came up with. And yeah, so I'm just gonna get straight into it once I fix these bobby pins. It's not much better, but we're just gonna work with, because today is Saturday, which is like my one day of like no dance, no school, which before or during summer, like I had no dance, no school twice a week. But now that summer's over, I don't have that anymore. Like before, like during summer, I had like Saturdays and Tuesdays where there was no dance, no school, and I could like regenerate from like, I just regenerate from all my dance days and stuff. So, yeah, then, but anyways, let's get straight into it. So the first question, this is one that I want to answer quickly because, like, I want to answer this one seems cool, which is, or just like a good question, which is, are you LGBT, like, community? I'm gonna answer it this way. I 100% support it. I'm not really looking into that if I'm, like, anyway, let me put it this way. And I think if, like, I 100% knew me and my crush were not meant to be, and I moved on from my crush, maybe I would be down to dating a boy or a girl. But I'm not gonna determine that now, because right now I realize that I'm just, like, I have my crush right now, and really that's all that I really want to work on now. Like, and also right now I'm at the point of just letting the universe do its thing. So yeah, then the second question, this is one that I did want to answer, which is because it was kind of confused. Last night, I went on Instagram for like a short time, or for a little bit, and I posted a bunch of stuff, like, about how I'm, like, moving on from my crush and all of this, and, like, how I'm 100% LGBT and all of this. And then I deleted everything because I kind of, like, first up, it was kind of, like, it was night, so I was, like, tired. And I kind of just, like, it was interesting because what ended up happening was I think I made a decision and that I shouldn't have made, and it not happening. And part of that is because I feel like I made the decision off of people, like, kind of just forcing me to, but not really forcing me to. And off of something that, like, I shouldn't be making a decision when it's when I'm tired and it's nighttime. And I feel like I just kind of looked at it from the wrong way. And that's life. So I deleted it and explained it kind of on Instagram today. How I'm not moving from my crush because I believe that there's still hope. But I am fully letting go of, like, I'm fully letting go in the sense that, like, yes, I still have a crush. Same person that I've been for over 8 years now, actually, for 8 years and 6 months. And, yep, would that be correct? Yep, that would be correct. 8 years, 6 months, and 7 days. Because I wrote down to the day. Kind of. And stuff, because, like, that's life, like, but I am letting go. I'm like, no, I'm now open to the idea that, I think here's kind of my plan, is that when I get a 100%, like, the universe is like 100% throwing something at me, that's like a really big sign that, like, hey, you two aren't meant to be together, then I'll maybe move on. But for right now, there's no sense in fully moving on. Like right now, I'm at the point where I'm just gonna wait and see what happens, and what happens, happens. And that makes sense because I love my crush. He means so much to me, and I feel like part of what led me to not move on completely was because I realized how much work it would be to move on. And I mean actual work. Like, in my room, there's two. Let me check over here because I know there's one over here. I feel like. Wait, is it over here or is it? Wait, where is it? There. Let me look up here really quick. Okay, I can't find the one that I know. Wait, 3. And then let me look a little bit. I think there's 4 somewhere. Anyway, there's a lot of things that, like, relate to my crush in my room. Plus, ignore that Sam is barking because my dad is eating an ice cream and he wants some. But there's a lot of stuff relating to my crush in my room, and there's just a lot in my life that relates to my crush. Like, if I were to move on from my crush, I would have to come up with a new middle name for Sam. That's the point that we're at. So, like, moving on is too much. And also, I feel like there's no direct sign that's saying we're not meant to be. Also, I did the spinning wheel thing on, like, my spinning wheel app. And, like, I acted like are me and my crush meant to be. And then I even gave it a time zone. And it still came back yes. So, I'm not going to say the time zone because I do feel like maybe the time zone isn't correct, but, like, maybe it was kind of like saying, like, oh, soon. So, I don't know. The next question number 3, is, well, I'm just going to skip question number 3 because question number 3 I kind of just answered, which is, are you moving on from your crush? And no, not right now. When the universe sends me a direct sign, then I will. Question number 4 is, what's new dance-wise and update on dance? So this is something, there's a really good update on dance, a really big update, which is actually So the update on dance is that I'm doing really good. I'm enjoying it now even more than ever, and I feel like that's because things have changed a little bit, which is that like at the beginning when I first did the master class, like the first master class, and I feel like they continued into the second master class and the Friday class because we got a like free like Friday class that was like Abby's warm up and stretch because Abby couldn't make it to the master class on Sunday. And what like at the beginning like that, I don't think I was dancing too much. Like I was dancing for me obviously because I love dance. I wouldn't like to me I love dance and like to the point where I realized something a couple months ago. I don't think I brought it up on here. I might have. I can't remember because I bring up a lot of things on here. But I realized that there's this like picture, or not really a picture, just like a wall decoration thing that has been in my room since, I'm not joking, since I first got here pretty much. Like since I was officially adopted, I think like it's been in my room my entire life. It still is in my room because it kind of goes with the thing which is, and it says fly with the angels, dance with the stars. And it talks about dance there, like dance with the stars. And so like that, I think was just a sign. It's like a sign and the universe's way of like being like, you're meant to dance. And also, I just love dance. And one thing that I am going to say when, and I grew up when like me and my crush are together, it's that what the universe has planned. And we end up having kids. It's like the natural, like biologic way, like biological or adoption, whichever. Or I'm not thinking that far in the future other than this. And I will put all of my kids in dance like when they are at an early age. The second it's allowed, they're going into dance. And I say that because I never danced up until age 11, almost 12. And that's one of the things that I wasn't fully aware of what dance was. I knew ballet, and that was it. And I knew that I am not big into ballet. And I kind of knew tap a little bit. Like, I knew a little bit about tap. Because, and the only reason was because a couple of movies or things that I watched involved tap. But one thing that I will say is that like I kind of like didn't know other style of dance. And it's hip hop. I didn't know what hip hop was up until JoJo and Dance Mom. And I actually started watching JoJo and Dance Mom around age 11, almost 12. So at the time, I almost feel like Dance Mom at the time, JoJo was already on the show, or was like on the show as I started watching it and stuff. But because of that reasoning, I feel like it kind of like, good thing I naturally am good at a lot of things in dance because I lost years, and I mean from age like 6 months till age 11, almost 12. That's how many years I missed when I should have been dancing and like working hard. But instead I wasn't. I was being a kid and stuff. And I feel like for that reasoning I lost a lot of training. Luckily, I am naturally good at like a lot in dance. Not everything, because like I'm not the most flexible although I'm not good at acro. And let's face it, balance and me are not on the greatest terms, and I don't know why, because I try to be friends with, what I mean by that is, like, my balance, I can balance really good on releve on both feet, but when, or if you ask me to do, like, something like leg in the air, not on releve, I can do really good, but the second you put me, like, doing something with, on releve with one foot not on releve, like the second you put one foot in the air, or like doing a passe or off the ground, anything off the ground, and the other foot on releve. What? Hmm? 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 So like, yeah, I'm not great at balance, and just like there's things here and there like that like aren't great. I feel like I don't ever judge my tapping, but that's because first up I don't even have actual tap shoes. I wear Laducas, which work great, but also the reasoning is just because we haven't gotten around to getting tap shoes, and I was planning on this allowance getting like a pair, like a cheap pair from like Walmart or something, but that's not happening because Halloween costume. I'm trying to talk over the TV and stuff, blah blah blah. But yeah, we danced like at the beginning. I feel like I was dancing so much, trying my best to like get on Abby's good side, to become an Abby favorite, to impress the teachers and make the teachers look at me and say, wow, she's a really good dancer. And I feel like at the beginning, I was putting so much on myself instead of just being like realizing my talent is there and that I need to kind of step back and just do what I love. And now, like after the last Monday, Abby didn't say like a ton of stuff, but she did say a few things had improved and stuff. And like like my first Monday in like class with Abby, she like said a lot of good things about me and stuff. And so like I feel like once I kind of got that in my mind, things started to click in my head that like I need to just focus on the dancing now and not focusing on wowing the teachers, because a couple of the teachers follow, like 3 of the teachers I think follow me on Instagram. One doesn't, but well, there's a fourth one that doesn't, but I see my DMs and see some of my posts, I think, like, and stuff, so, like, that's cool. And then, and Abby says good things about me a lot. And also, Gianna seems to kind of like me a little bit, too. And I'm like, yes, it's working out. But also, I feel like Gianna likes me because I'm the type where I pick up fast. I pick up a routine. You can give me 20 minutes to learn a very difficult routine, and I'll be able to come out and nail it. Like I was competing for, and I was gonna win. Like I can learn a routine and make it amazing and do full out everything with under 20 minutes. Now, the reason that doesn't happen in class is because a lot of the times I will be learning something and I'll be ready to go on to the next part of it and continue going. And then someone else will be like, can we go over that again? Or can we mark that again? Or can we walk through that again? And and you re-explain that? And I'm like, it drives me a little bit crazy, to be honest, but also at the same time, I'm like, I get it, I understand it, because some people aren't some people weren't born some people weren't born with the talent that I have. Like, here's the thing, I naturally have the technique. I naturally only know how to go full out, even if I don't want to mark it. Like, I naturally pick up fast. I naturally only know how to be telling the story, doing amazing, showing my talent, and enjoying it all at once. Like, I naturally know how to make facials to the music. Actually, not true. That is not true. I did not naturally know how to make facials with the music. But also, I feel like part of it was because of like the first couple routines that we did, and I kind of didn't understand the music, but that was also partly because I didn't see like the music videos or anything for the songs, and I kind of just afterwards I looked into it a little bit more. Afterwards I sat down, watched the music videos, and kind of got what the story was, but we ended up not using those routines again. So, yeah, that's the thing, but for now, I'm letting go and I'm enjoying dance. And also, another question that I'm gonna answer, this is the next one, which is, did you feel bad leaving dance early on Monday? Yes and no. I logged off of Zoom 10 minutes early. This time I'm gonna try to go another 2, maybe 3 or 4 minutes longer. But that was also because I kind of just planned badly and stuff. But I logged off for reasoning. JoJo was gonna be on Dancing with the Stars at 8 o'clock and stuff. And so what ended up happening was that I logged off so I could I get set up, get ready to watch it and stuff. And what happened was, also, I'm excited because I don't know if we get to vote this time or not. Hopefully we do. If so, I'm voting JoJo. We already know that. We already know it. But I don't know if we get to vote again. But I felt bad, but I also didn't. At that point, we were just going over the routine, so it was fine. A couple times and stuff. And it worked out really, really. I felt bad because I love dancing and stuff, and for me that was I'm missing a couple minutes of dance, not even that many, and stuff to literally just go watch TV. But it's not just watching TV, it's watching JoJo on Dancing with the Stars, which is different I don't come from a like family where like I have like my parent telling me, "Oh, you're so good," or "Good luck in dance," or and they're like, my parents aren't coddle parents. No way. And in fact, you wanna know what my mom tells me about my dancing? Almost every dance day that I have, she's like, this is why you're not a good dancer. Like, she basically straight up tells me I'm horrible. And I like that. I like that. I'm cool with that because I'm not gonna learn by being told I'm the greatest. And I'm the type where if a teacher or someone in the professional world tells me that, then I enjoy it. I like it. But I also like cold hard truth. I like being told that I'm not good because it makes me work even harder to prove them wrong and stuff. And that's why, like, in my mom, which by the way, she has only said like once, and maybe twice. My dad said it once about something, but I didn't like it because of the fact that like I basically messed up on it, and so it doesn't count, which was, one time he went like, now that was amazing, it was a jump, and I don't count it because of the fact that I messed up on the jump, and I told him I messed up, and he went like, still amazing, and I'm like, well, that's the thing. And then, also, like, my mom told me one time that, oh, looks like you're good at hip-hop and stuff, and that was it. My mom doesn't tell me I'm the greatest. No, not even in the slightest. And I'm hard on myself. Like, I'm hard on myself. My parents are hard on me. Like, I don't get to make mistakes in dance without it being brought to my attention. In what I like to call Abby 1, Abby 2, Abby 3, and kind of Abby 4. And what I mean by that is because we got my dad who's kind of an Abby. He's kind of an Abby on me sometimes. Like, I feel like he sits back and doesn't say much about my dancing. He just knows that I love dancing, and he doesn't really correct me, but he also doesn't tell me I'm the greatest. So he's kind of like a little bit of an Abby and stuff, and he doesn't usually say much about my dancing sometimes, because that's just his thing. Then we got myself, who I say I'm kind of an Abby also. Like, I'm kind of, but I'm not fully, in the sense that I am hard on myself to a new level of insane. If you think, and like, I'm to the point where one day I literally, in the middle of dance, we were doing like jumps and stuff, and I took a sip of like water because we were on like a break or something, and I was doing this to my hand, squeezing it like this, telling myself I'm horrible, I'm useless, I'm pointless, unless I go back and I fix it, because mistakes aren't okay. Like, basically screaming at myself in my head about how horrible I was, because that's my way of motivating myself. Because then I'm like, no, I'm good, and I prove it to myself. And that was interesting, like squeezing my hand to the point where there was like almost marks, like kind of like some pink marks. And it wasn't like scratches or anything, it was just like, oh, you could tell I had a tight grip, and making sure that I fixed the mistakes that I was making. And it was all over a turn. It was all over turns. Over the fact that I was messing up on turns because I think I was a little bit on the, I think I was just kind of on the side of I know not to mess up on turns, and I'm really good at them, and for some reason I just kept messing up and making this one mistake and falling out of my turn, and so I think I was kind of on myself pretty hard about that. Then we have my mom, who is a total Abby. She tells me I'm horrible. And actually, I say this as what I mean by Abby is I mean dance mom, Abby. Because real Abby is really nice and the most amazing person ever. Versus dance mom Abby. You know if you watch Dance Moms and stuff, but she tells me I'm horrible and I take it and I go with it. And most people would get down about it, and I'm like, she only made me a better dancer by saying that. Because now I'm gonna work even harder to prove that her wrong. And then we got actual Abby. Now, actual Abby is really nice and amazing, but she is on me all the time. I gave her full permission to tell me if I'm making a mistake and how to fix it. And stuff. So, that's incredible. So, I don't have it easy in dance, but I'm running with it. Peace out.